another episode of Plant-Based Salads. I'm Joey.
Good morning, I'm Tim.
All right, so we went on a cruise for a week, and then we got back, and we've both been we both got sick on the cruise, which I haven't been sick for years, and I feel like we've lost 2 weeks of our lives.
Well,
right? Like,
it's actually a week, but yes.
Well, because we lost a week of the cruise,
extreme.
right? Yeah, and then we lost a week.
True.
Right, and then we got back, and now, like, this is the first day I'm kind of up and around and able to feel myself and all that. I just opened the door, and it's like 65 degrees or 70 degrees out. The temperatures drop, and I'm like, oh my God, it's October and it's fall.
Yeah, fall, and there's no decorations up.
Right.
We realized, like, are we celebrating Halloween or harvest? So
nothing's going on.
That's project for tonight, for sure.
So what we're going to do today is we're kind of on this whole burrito bowl thing lately, right? You can make it into, we're going to do a one-pot meal, Instapot meal, 400-calorie meal, high protein.
Yeah, I think we all love one-pot meals for sure.
Yeah.
So this is the solution. I see that you already printed this recipe out, so you plugged it in chronometer?
It's already in chronometer. Okay. It's called Joey Troxel Instant Pot Seitan and Rice Burrito Bowl.
Okay.
So it'll be in there, and I'll show you how to do all that later on. We're going to put this together. We'll show you some options for serving it. It's an amazing meal. It's absolutely delicious, and it's filling.
Yeah.
Before we get started, let's start out by thanking our financial supporters, Patreon and PayPal. Without them, the show wouldn't exist. I'm a teacher. If you've ever thought about how can I help, how can I be part of the show, that's how you can help. You become a Patreon member or support us on PayPal. There's a link to both of those below, and we appreciate all your help.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we've got everything we need here. Just like food up and down the counter, you won't be able to see it all. We'll go through it with you, and the recipe will be on plantbasedads.net and in chronometer. Ready to get started?
Yes. You know, we have a pinto bean recipe, but when we're doing a small recipe, the cans come in handy, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to make rid of it for this, right? But you're right. Our pinto bean recipe, if you haven't had that before, is a link right here. That is one. I should make a list of a book of just my favorite recipes. That would be like number 1 or 2.
Yeah, up there for Lex as well.
We make that every week, Lex's childhood. So that's another whole video, so check that out. But yes, that recipe is amazing. All right. Let's get started.
Yeah. All right, first things first, what are we doing?
We're going to saute some veggies. So
awesome. Okay.
You could put a little water in it. I'm just going to do a spray oil real quick. That's it. And let's get this turned on. You want to turn this on to saute?
Yeah.
Oh, my glass is on, so.
Nice.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's on saute?
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. All right, we'll give that a moment to come up, and then we're just going to saute the onions and the jalapenos, and I'll explain all that there. All right, so let's do the onion. So I've got a small onion in here that we've, just a wider yellow onion, this is a white onion, that we've kind of diced up. We'll throw that in there.
It looks huge.
Oh, yeah, it does. And then we've also got one jalapeno right here that Tim diced up and deveined and all that stuff. So we're going to pop that in there.
You know, you can always use a can as well, so if you don't want to get spicy.
And I'm just going to kind of mix this around here to kind of get it going. I'm not really going to add any salt to this because the seitan has salt in it already, and the beans were in salt, and the Better Than Bouillon has a little bit of salt in it. So you can add salt if you want to sweat the veggies. I'm just not going to do that, but you guys can.
You can always do it at the end, right?
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to need any salt. And I'm just going to let this come up to temperature, and we'll start sauteing.
So it's going to be about 4 minutes before the onions become translucent. So in the meantime, I think I'll get the stock ready.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So we need a cup of vegetable stock. So we're using a cup of water and then a teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon. This is the seasoned vegetable base. So why don't you take care of that? I'll mix this around. You could add just water, but it gives a little flavor because it's a, seasoned vegetable bouillon. So I got this right here for that.
Perfect. I'm trying to rinse off the spoon.
Oh, that's very smart.
Okay.
Seriously, the best place to get this stuff is Costco. You get these huge jars, right? And they're pretty inexpensive, and they last for a long time.
There's so many different varieties out there, so just be sure you're getting the right one that is vegan.
Yeah. This one's the seasoned vegetable base, and they only sell this one at Costco, I think. It's not the same as the regular vegetable one you get at the stores. This one is oil-free. Not that we're oil-free, but this one is oil-free.
They have an Italian version that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, we'll give that a few minutes to get translucent and do its thing. Now, I hesitate with this Instant Pot because it's giving me the burn notice. So you want to make sure that when you're putting all this together at the end, when you're starting to actually cook it, you scrape the bottom and there's nothing on the bottom. And I'm going to make sure when I throw the tomatoes in, they just sit on the top.
Yep.
That they don't get mixed in, because tomatoes cause the burn notice. I don't know why, but they do. Yeah.
Maybe it's just heavy, it's dense.
And they kind of float to the bottom, and yeah, so you kind of want to just leave it in there.
Yeah, but the scraping idea, we have a number of recipes that we've done that, right? It's, what is it called, the fond or
It
something?
creates that fond in the bottom when you scrape
Yeah.
it, and then you deglaze the pan and all that.
Okay.
All right, this is looking pretty good. We'll give that a few minutes. God, I love any recipe that has fresh cut onions cooking in it because it just smells so good. All right, you can see here the onions are starting to become translucent, so they're getting clear. Give it another minute, and then we'll just get started. All right, so while I'm doing this, Tim's going to do the spices. He's just throwing them in a little container here, and we'll throw them all in at once, but we'll just tell you what they are.
Yeah, I love this. It's a teaspoon for everything, right? And you know we're doing heaping. So we've got cayenne pepper,
Go big or go home.
paprika, granulated garlic, and of course, cumin.
All right, how do you shut this off?
We want it off?
Yep.
Okay. Cancel.
All right, there you go. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
So what do we got first here?
Well, so we definitely are doing a whole teaspoon of cayenne pepper,
No,
right?
that's 1/8 of a teaspoon.
That's right.
It's just
So
like a little sprinkle.
A little bit. Cayenne pepper really is good for your whole system, whole body. But you don't need a lot of it. Okay, now we can go move to the full heaping teaspoons, right? So first, tapioca,
Tapioca?
paprika.
Paprika. It'll become really thick if we throw tapioca in there. And then what do you got?
Cumin.
So, tablespoon. So you got a tablespoon of paprika, a tablespoon of cumin, and then we're putting in a tablespoon of garlic powder.
All right, my last heaping teaspoon, and this
Sorry.
is going to be garlic.
Sorry.
So
Hang on.
recap again.
Okay. So let's recap that. I just did all that wrong. And they're already in there, so I'm not cutting it out. It's a teaspoon of everything. It's a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic, and then 1/8 of a teaspoon, or just a dash, of cayenne pepper.
Yes.
And that's what's in that little
Perfect.
All right. All right. All right, so we have a little bit of stickage in the pan, which is good.
Okay.
All right. We are ready. We are ready now to deglaze the pan.
All right.
So let's grab our broth over here. So we'll pour that in here.
Into the wall of the pan, no splashing.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of move it around and use it to deglaze the pan here. We don't want anything stuck to the bottom because I don't want that burn notice. And I have not had any luck with this Instant Pot. All right. All right. So now we can start adding the rest of the ingredients. We're going to start with a can of pinot beans, just rinsed and drained.
Yep.
So I'm just going to pop these in right here. There we go.
Perfect. Now, Joey, we're going to need to spice these beans up.
Yeah, so now it's time to throw our spices in, so we'll pop that in there, and I'm just going to mix all of that
Mix it up.
together here. I know we still have other stuff.
Mixy.
But yeah, it's getting a little mixy.
All right, mixing.
Now, you can put more beans in here. You can put a lot more here. What we're doing is just for the specific macros that we're doing.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yes.
Now, if you make any changes to this, the macros won't be what I'm giving you. But if you feel like I need double the beans, then go right ahead. Right?
Same with the rice, too, right?
Yeah, the rice also. All right.
The
so
amount we're using, again, is just for these macros.
that's right. To
Make
get
it
these
work.
macros.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next?
Okay, next up, rice.
All right, so we've got a cup of dry rice
Rinsed.
that we rinse. So it looks wet, but it's not cooked. It's uncooked. Popping that in there.
All right, let's get that stirred up and possibly below the liquid.
Yeah, we want to get the rice below the liquid. This is a bigger Instant Pot, so we probably should use a smaller one, so it gave it like a lot more liquid levels. But you just want to get it mixed in there, so it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Right? Just
we're
push
using.
it all down.
There's moisture coming from the tomatoes yet, too.
Yep,
so,
yep, yep.
All
So
right.
you want to get the rice pushed in there, right? And pushed down like I'm doing right here to get it below the line of liquid here. If you have to add a little bit of water, that's okay also. If we need to do that at the end, we'll do that. All right, so I'm going to use a rubber spatula just to get everything off. Why don't you give me like a quarter of a cup of water, just so we have enough water.
Okay.
All right. You want to be careful because the water is measured to work with the rice. And an Instant Pot, it's kind of an equal amount of water, equal amount of rice for the cooking. That's how it works. So I don't want to put too much water in, but I think because this pot is so big, we're going to need a little more. And I feel like that's perfect right there because now I can see the water level, right? See that?
Yeah.
It's just kind of all in there. So that's really what I needed right
So I got Joey the spatula just to make sure everything's off the walls.
Yeah.
This is our last stirring. From now on, the rest of the remaining ingredients are just going to be laying on top. So.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. Next, we're going to put in, if you're making, we're putting in the seitan. If you're using our seitan recipe, which is what we're doing, it's 6 servings. Our whole seitan recipe makes 13 servings. it's 6 of them right here. If you're just buying seitan and throwing it in, then it's about 600 grams, right?
Okay.
So, or about 6 servings. So that's what we're doing. And Tim, like, he cooks these and then he pulls it, right? It's like pulled chicken, right? Really, this is like a chicken and rice recipe. We're just using seitan, but it's all like pulled apart already. So it's ready to go. So we're just dumping that in there, right? We're just going to kind of lay that on the top, and this will act as a nice buffer between the tomatoes and the and the rest of the stuff, so the tomatoes don't cause a burn. All right, perfect. And then we've got, I don't know if we need all these. There's supposed to be a can of tomatoes, but we don't have any cans of diced tomatoes. We have 2 big boxes of tomato sauce from Costco, but for some reason, no diced tomatoes. I don't know. So, but Lex brought home these beautiful tomatoes from the food thing at school. They do the last Thursday, the first Thursday of the month, and they're all different colors. So I just chopped these up.
Sounds good.
I'm just going to throw them all in. You okay with that? All right. The recipe calls for a 10-ounce can or a 12-ounce can. I'm throwing it all in. Mine may look really tomatoey. I'm okay. Like, I'm not going to cry because there's too many tomatoes, right? All right. So there you go. So
with all those colors, it really looks fiesta-like.
Fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we're not going to mix any of this up. We just kind of lay it on the top there, just like that, right? Yeah. And there you go. So let's check through the recipe. Did we put everything other than, there's a line at the end. We're going to squeeze the juice in, but we got the, where are my contacts? We've got the seitan, we've got the rice, we've got the onion, we've got the jalapeno, the tomatoes, the garlic powder, paprika, cumin, cayenne pepper, the pinto beans, the bouillon, the water. Everything's here.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to throw the top on this, and we're going to set it to pressure cook for 3 minutes, because rice needs to cook for 3 minutes. That's how you cook rice, and it's white rice.
Yeah.
Brown
so we're
rice
setting it for 3 minutes. You know, it takes a little while to get up to 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a good amount of time. So.
All right. So I don't have my glasses on, so help me out with this. Is that it?
That is it.
All right. Let's set it for high for 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a natural release. We don't want to, because the rice needs to absorb all the water, we do not want to do a quick release. We want to let the rice absorb the water over time. So high pressure, 3 minutes.
There's preset programs. It's a new machine, but I figured it out. So I got it on high at 3 minutes. We started it. So
yeah, I mean, it's great that it does everything it does, but we can't figure out how to cook rice. What good is it, right? Like, hello.
No, we're
and
good.
again, we've had this for a year, but we just never use this one. We always still go back. Like, we got the bigger and better, but we still go back to the old smaller one we had, the 6-quart, just because we've used it forever.
yeah,
right?
and that's what we make the yogurt with. And I think, did you show that this morning?
That's another bit. I recorded it this morning. It's for the food prep. We're doing a meal prep video too, so it's for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. 3 minutes, and then some time. It's got to come to pressure, then the 3 minutes. This is on lock. Yeah. And then we're gonna do natural release, and we'll be back. All right. So we did get the burn notice, which I'm not surprised about. If I were to do this again, I would use the smaller Instant Pot. The reason we're getting the burn notice is because this is a big Instant Pot, and that 1 cup of water is just not really enough to cover everything.
Yeah, it's just so spread out.
Yeah. So
because it's a bigger Instapot.
yeah.
But our other one would have been just.
Would have been fine. So if you're doing this in a bigger Instant Pot, double the recipe, right?
Yeah, so this is the volume.
That would ensure that you have enough water. Anyway, it was fine. Everything did cook. The thing with the burn notice is you get that because it's coming to temperature, but it never actually gets to the pressure point. And while it's waiting to come to temperature, like the water's starting to, everything inside's cooking, right? So we just opened it up. It was fine, and it was ready to go. So here it is. And it looks absolutely delicious. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in the juice of a lime in here.
Okay.
So we've got a little limey squeezy thing, and Tim's cutting up some limes. Let's brought limes home from school, actually. And I'm going to put in the juice of half a lime first and make sure it's not overpowering, and then we'll taste it from there. Let's grab a fork, and we'll, fork this up. But it looks absolutely amazing, right? We threw all those tomatoes in there, double the amount, and it does not look like there's too many tomatoes in there, right?
Yeah, and I thought we were going light on the rice, but there's plenty of rice here.
No, there's plenty of it. So let's see how this tastes with it. Why don't you give it a taste here? See if it tastes.
Okay.
If you can taste the lime. If not, we can put the rest of it in there.
Yeah.
You can taste the lime?
No.
All right. So let's put the rest of the lime in there.
No.
And originally I wanted to put in a whole lime, but I don't want it to be too limey. So we got a whole lime in there. Why don't you mix it up with your fork there? Or with your spoon there, and we'll talk about how to serve it.
Great.
All right, so this is ready to go. Look how good this is. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. You've got your chunks of seitan here, right? You've got your beans, you've got your rice, you've got your jalapenos, and your tomatoes. It's going to be delicious. All right, here's how we serve this. So this is 6 servings, right? So we've got some, why don't you give me that ladle right there? We've got some beautiful bowls we got in Mexico. Every time we go to Mexico, we get these bowls. They're handcrafted. And you just take a serving and pop it in here. It's a burrito bowl, right? So you're supposed to be able to get the benefits of the burrito, without having like the calories from the burrito shell, right? But we've actually got the Extreme Wellness burrito shells right here, right? And these are really good because they're 60 calories each and they're 4 grams of protein. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to give you the macros both ways with it. So just for the burrito bowl, right? 6 servings of this. You serve it by itself. 1 serving is, I'm going to put my glasses on right here. 1 serving is 322 calories, 33 grams of protein. That's pretty good.
Nice.
44 grams of carbs. I mean, it's rice and beans. And 2 grams of fat, right? Mm-hmm. If you add the tortilla shells in it, you still take the 6 servings, right? So you take 1 of those servings and split it between 2 burritos. So you get 2 shells.
Okay.
All right. Then 2 burritos with the same serving would wind up adding the 120 calories from the burrito, the 2 shells, and the 8 grams of protein. So you wind up with 442 calories for 2 burritos with 41 grams of protein.
Okay, nice.
So that's an amazing set of macros for for a burrito bowl or for 2 burritos.
Yeah.
Now Tim's loves hot sauce. You can throw that on it. You could easily double the beans in this.
Yeah,
right?
Cholula. I mean, this is really hardly any calories.
Yeah.
You can add some cilantro to this if you want. There's some room in the calories if I wanted to add some Greek yogurt that we have too.
There is.
So,
and if you're not having the tortilla shells, you have 330 calories. You can throw some avocado on there. There's so much more you can do with it.
this is a good base to start with.
It's amazing. And this smell, we've started the process, the cooking, and it was coming up the pressure. Lex came running down the stairs and was like, what is that? What's going on? I smell onions. I smell beans. I'm like, yeah. I told him it was in. He's like, all of our favorite foods. I'm like, yeah, basically rice and beans and seitan. So
and looking at this, I had asked Joey, black beans would have contrasted more visually, but the macros are different for black beans than they are for pinto.
Just a little bit. It changes it where it's now about another 15 calories per person, and I'm trying to keep the macros down. So
again, just showing you the flexibility you have with this recipe to make it your own or for what your family loves. So,
all right, that's our recipe for today. An amazing 1-pot, instant pot rice and seitan burrito bowl. So good, I can't wait to eat this. Hit that like button to show us some love. Click that subscribe button. Click on the bell. You get notified we have every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. And leave a comment below. Do you like the 1-pot meals? This is a 400-calorie meal. Do you love those? I mean, what are some of the things you want to see us do, right?
Yeah, that's great. So thanks for coming up with this recipe. Yeah. These are really good numbers.
Yeah, we love this. All right. Oh, by the way, it's good for a meal prep and take it to lunch during the week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.